Hello everyone, Justin Frandson here, your athleticism performance coach, live on Human Garage. All right, let's let the numbers pop in. You guys, so good to see everyone. Hope you're doing fantastic. Happy Friday, everyone. TGIF. Welcome. Hey, it's an exciting day. Tell us where you're coming in from. I'm in Southern California, Orange County, Newport Beach area. And we're going to talk to you today about the biggest thing that you can do right now, because it's summertime. And that is to increase your voltage. And the number one way to heal is to increase your voltage. So let's see who wants to jump on, who wants to go live with us. Tell us where you're from. I'm going to take some requests here right out of the gates. We have a fun talk today. My guests keep vanishing, so they get pushed back or moved on to other time slots. So we'll get some good ones on coming up. But for now, you just get me and whoever requests to come on, which will be super fun because I love chatting with people from all around the world, doing fascia maneuvers with them, doing emotional clearance with them, clearing stuck EMF out of their biofield, and teaching everybody about our EMF Rocks grounding bag. So again, I'm Justin Frandson, founder of EMF Rocks, emfrocks.com. I'm an athleticism performance coach. I started athleticism.com almost 30 years ago, working with amateur and professional athletes. I do nerve work, fascia work, coordination work, all for sports performance and helping people heal. So really fun stuff, you guys. I've been in the trenches with the top athletes and teams in the world for many, many decades. And I've gotten good at facilitating getting them back on their feet. And Human Garage's fascia maneuvers have been the one system that's been one of my favorites throughout the years. It's the most comprehensive self-healing one out there. And I'm a systems guy. I have my own systems approach for athleticism and performance. I have a systems approach for treating concussions and treating injuries. And I have a systems approach for every aspect of our program, from ambidexterity and to doing stretching work and joint stability stuff and balance, eye speed and recognition, and strength training, coordination training. There's a whole systems approach. So every one of those modalities, we have systems, and I have about 20 in our system that have their own flow within each other. So I really respect systems. That's why I love Human Garage's work, because there's a system to it. And if no one's ever articulated it in the easiest way, let me share what my take on it is. The body is a pressured system. It's electric. We're electric beings. And when our voltage is dimmed from stress, from environmental toxins, things of that nature, where we show signs of dis-ease in our system, it's just a lack of voltage. It's a lack of circulation. It's a lack of blood flow. It's a lack of our body being able to self-heal. So the way we self-heal it is by use systems approach and get rid of fascial adhesions that are causing some diversion of blood flow and circulation. And then we also rehydrate, remineralize, and then from there we also repolarize, we recharge, essentially recharge. give the polarity back to those areas with our grounding bags, with getting grounded by nature. That's how this voltage system works. So if you're missing out on getting outside into nature, you're probably missing the single most biggest element to self-heal, because you're not able to recharge your body. It's really tough to heal when you're decharged. And this book right here is one of my favorites. It's called Healing is Voltage. Okay? Healing is voltage. So these chronic challenges occur when we lose our ability to self-heal and make new cells and regenerate our, have our body recharged to be able to replenish areas through sleep. If our sleep's disrupted, that's another big thing. So yeah, again, if you have hot summers or cold winters, it makes it tough to get outside, but there's a lot of time of the day where you can still get outside. Get up early, get out there before you go to bed. Take in that heat. I mean, that heat is part of what feeds your soul. You can feel that nutrients feeding your soul. Same with the cold. I mean, I kind of revel in the cold as well, even though I'm from Southern California. So when we get the cold temperatures in the waters, in the oceans particularly, I do really well with it. I jump in the water and I'm in it for quite a long time. And whether it's low 50s degrees, it is fantastic. So you don't stay in it all day, but to get your body to sweat, to get out there a little bit, breathe in, take in those senses, connect to the rhythms, the seasons, the energies, the temperatures of your climate are only going to help recharge you. And that's what the essence of getting grounded is to get out into the elements. And it doesn't mean pull off a Bear Grylls and be the survival expert and fare some crazy stuff, or pull your David Goggins out of your back pocket and go run through Death Valley and with no water on you. That's not what I'm referring to. I'm referring to just slowly, progression, lead into getting yourself in those environments for certain periods of time, because that is how we're going to increase our voltage. The voltage is the number one most important thing with healing. Healing is voltage. Why did Jerry Tennant write such a big book on this? I mean, this is a thick book. Let's see how many pages it is. Oh, I mean, it's over 550 pages. This guy is brilliant on stuff. Like we wouldn't see books that are over 500 pages if the voltage and getting grounded by nature and recharging wasn't so important. Human Garage wouldn't have me on Friday at noon if sharing that the voltage of getting grounded by nature and how we can do it inside with our grounding bags and how we can do it outside for free. If they didn't feel that was important, I wouldn't have one of their prime spots on this channel. Like, it just wouldn't happen. That is how important getting grounded by nature is, you guys. I can't emphasize it enough. I'm putting in the work as well. So I want to hear from you. I want to see who's joining in, who is putting in the work. Give me a thumbs up. Request to jump on. I want to know how you're putting in the work. What did I do today? Well, I did an ocean swim. Open water. I probably swam. I didn't swim that far today. I swam probably just over half a mile. So not a big swim. I normally will do a mile or more, but the water's really warm. It was about 70 degrees here, and that is warm for me. But yeah, I did the work. I put in the work. Who put in the work? Who wants to get healing through voltage? Okay? that's what you got to do. You got to put in the work, you guys. You got to get outside. Now, did I start swimming, half a mile right out of the gate? No, I progress up to it. And then I go to a mile, and then I go to a mile and a half. I mean, I go and go and go, and that's what we do, and we get out in the water. So why is the water feeding me so much? Well, it's because it has a negative ionic charge, and we pull the electrons from it to support the electron transport chain. It is so, so important. So literally, I'm feeding the voltage of my body. There's a pressure system with the body as well. So when I'm in water and submerged in water, there's a pressure all around my body. It feels like I'm giving myself a totally twisted warm hug all the way through my body. Okay? So that's fantastic. And when I breathe, there's pressure on my respiratory system. When I exhale into the water, there's pressure on my exhale into the water. Those are big things, you guys. Those are big, big things. That will build your VO2 max and get more oxygen into your system. Some of the healthiest people out there are swimmers. They're doing resistance on their respiratory system or their lungs. It's not just on your building muscle. And that fascia really will expand and contract, and when you have it hydrated and you get rid of adhesions, it starts to really do well with that pressure. And I know I've gone on with Gary several times and talked about free diving and going down, and you go down 30 feet, you go to a new atmosphere. So we're literally doing atmospheric pressure shifts in our body that can help facilitate healing. It helps the spleen produce more red blood cells. There's so many different things, but just breathing alone or exhaling in the water, you can also do it through horn instruments. So give me a thumbs up for anyone who plays a horn instrument, like a trumpet or a horn or a flute or any of those types of horn instruments. You're building the pressure up and in your system. You're going to be some of the healthiest people out there. If you're feeling not healthy, pick up a horn instrument and start playing it. If you can't get into water, start swimming. You guys, build your VO2 max, build your lung capacity up, build up that pressure system in there, start breathing, and then you're going to start to heal. You're going to start to get stronger. You're going to get stronger. I cannot tell you, literally, if I look at all the strongest people, they're water polo players and swimmers that are 50 and over, my age, and they're bullish, man. These guys can just beat the crap out of themselves. It's crazy what their bodies are allowing them to do because they've gotten so strong. Did fascia breath work and water the trees and plants? Hopefully you watered them barefoot as well. Fascia breath work and barefoot work, okay? Let's get it. Let's get it in there. You got to do that barefoot, all right? Let's get into nature and do it barefoot. Okay, well, if it's still too hot, you guys, to get outside and there's no temperature, I don't know, man. I've been out in the desert. I've grown up in the desert. That's my second home, if you will, Palm Springs, Palm Desert area. And it's not 100 degrees when I first wake up, and it's not 100 degrees when I go to bed. It may be in the high 80s, but you can still get outside. There's times where the sun's not beating down on you. So I challenge you to find those times to get outside into nature to help recharge your voltage, because I share that with you and I challenge you because I know that will help facilitate reinvigorating you and healing you. Yeah, you guys be in the water, pools, ponds, rivers, lakes. It's a game changer. Zero gravity, game changer for the body. The systolic, diastolic pressure, just even floating in water, you're getting that pressure system going up and down, which is huge for you versus being horizontal in the water. That pressure system going up and down, you just tread water for 15 minutes a day, you're going to start to see massive shifts in your health. So do that. That is my little pep talk. Let's see. I'm going to see. Let's see. Southern Oregon. It's great today. Yes, it is. It's a beautiful day. Get outside and enjoy it, you guys. That's what it's all about. This technology, they're programming us. They're programming us to be addicted to this stuff. I mean, hey, this is a tool to gain information, to gain motivation, to gain knowledge. And I want to be your inspiration to get outside into nature because it feels so good. And if you're treading water 15 minutes a day, you can do running in place, you can do dolphin kick, so egg beater with your hands like above the water, and dolphin kick with your legs, egg beater with your legs, running in place with your legs, and then your arms can just tread water normally. Do different movement systems. So basically butterfly to stay up and down, like, get your body really working in that, and build up to 15 minutes. If 15 is too long, but I will assure you that alone, you'll get super fit. Number one, you'll get really, you'll get like aesthetically fit, ripped. You'll start to see your body change. So I love doing those types of workouts, just in the water, going up and down. So equally, if I'm going to swim 15 minutes or 20 minutes, 30 minutes in a pool, I'm going to do my best to tread water for at least 10, 15 minutes during that time. So I balance it out because I like breathing and exhaling into the water because that's resistance. And I like getting my upper body worked out, but I do like having my body in a different position to get more of the lower body worked out in different planes. So I'll do different planes of worked out, transverse plane and frontal plane. You got to get all the different planes even when you're in the water. So that's part of it. All right, you guys. Let's see, I lie on the noodle. Okay, perfect. Definitely. So now if you're on the noodle, see if you can do it without the noodle. All right? See if you can get it without the noodle. Back floating, it's one of the learned skills they teach for infant survival, float survival. Infant survival float, Infant Survival Rescue, ISR. It's back floating. They teach you how to back float. So start back floating, and you're gonna absolutely feel really good doing it too. But it's great for kids. If kids they can learn how to float on their back and then flip over, you won't see the drownings occur as well. So these are all things that are huge for the health and well-being. Okay, let's see here. So I'm accepting some requests to come on. I haven't seen anyone jump on. Who wants to come on and share with us how they increase their voltage today? Because I want to hear you guys. I want to hear what you're doing. You're on this channel. You're doing the fashion maneuvers. You're doing 28-day resets, right? You should be. And if you're not, go to humangarage.net and start the 28-day reset. Start with a 1-day, 3-day, 7-day, build up to 28 day, and do your things. Like, you're going to learn new systems every day to heal, to self-heal. I learn new stuff every day. I consider myself like one of the best people that I know to help heal an injury. And I know lots of chiros, I know lots of doctors, but myself, I'm really good at healing injuries. I can get rid of pretty much most injury really quickly. And I learned tons of stuff on the Human Garage program. So I want to hear you guys. Some of them that are requesting can't get on, so you have to change your Instagram platform or what have you to be able to be accepted on. Does using electric pulse map for the feet help? Is it a good thing to use? Yeah, PEMF devices are good. They'll bump up your energy. Do you want to use it every day? No. Do you want to use it all day? No. Is it a great tool maybe once a week? Yes. Maybe twice, 2, 3 times a week if you're in a compromised state and you really need a jump start. Yeah, those are great tools. PEMF pads are great for helping heal. Oh, perfect. So someone just said they went on a hike and went on the trail. So again, remember, we get voltage from 5 different ways being outside of nature. Number 1, by connecting directly to the Earth's resonance. So you got to be barefoot to do that. Or if you're hiking, you're touching rocks constantly. So boulder hopping, something like that. So that'll get you those negative ionic charge that support that electron transfer rate. 2, which is this one for sure, Dan, you got, was you get it from the sun. You get energy from the sun, from the unpolarized light of the sun. Number 3, you get it from the air, breathing in the beautiful fresh air, because there's no cell towers. Hopefully, stinking government stops putting cell towers up on these incredible mountain biking, hiking, horseback riding trails. Oh, it's just devastating. I don't even know what they're thinking. They just absolutely destroying the environment, and it slows us from being able to re-heal our voltage. So we get it from the air and breathing in great air. Hopefully we get it from our food, and we get regenerative food, biodynamic food. Organic's just a name. I mean, it's better than most, but it's still not great. You got to start growing your own food. You got to start knowing where you're sourcing your food. The Industrial Revolution has changed our entire food sourcing. We're not getting the minerals. It's depleted the soil, so the plants aren't getting the minerals. So then the food that eats the plants aren't getting the minerals, and the food, the cattle and all, what have you, whatever you're eating has been poisoned with vaccines, because the farm has infiltrated drugs as health to people and pets and cattle industry, which is just ludicrous. There's no studies. Tom Cowan will say over and over again, and I'm still going to have him on. We haven't figured out a date. Unfortunately, it keeps changing, but I will have him on. I got him on with Gary, but I'm on Fridays and he couldn't come on today. So we will get him on soon, but he's going to his grave saying a virus has never been isolated or purified and proven to be the cause of dis-ease ever in the history of science. Same with about a dozen other doctors that are very outspoken. Andrew Kaufman, Dr. Here, I'm going to his conference. Dr. Artis, I'm going to his conference next couple weeks, 3 weeks, I think, or 4 or 5 weeks. Dr. Artis and I mean, all these guys, it's just crazy. Zach Bush, the list goes on and on. Tenpenny, the list goes on and on. Kelly Brogan, Bear Lando. Let's see here. I've injured my top of my foot ligaments. Any suggestions about the foundation and fascia maneuvers? The top of my foot and the ligaments. Yeah, the top of your foot is like a sprained ankle. So you want to, if this is the top of your foot, you want to massage the top of your foot. You can start to feel that it'll be really crunchy in there. And that'll be from the fascia being created in adhesions to start to heal that injury. So you can do the fascia maneuvers of pulling the toes and twisting them each way. You can do the lower foot reset, moving the foot and ankle each way. Even without the pressure from the hand and moving the foot, you can do you can do your ABCs, the whole entire alphabet with your foot, moving your hand away just to strengthen the ankle. You can actually do that with pressure as well, and make A, make a B, make a C, make a D with your foot. You'll feel your ankle get stronger. You can do a towel drill. You can put your feet on a towel, and you could put maybe a shoe at the end of the towel and curl your toes so you move that towel towards your front of your toes. And then you can curl your toes to the side and move the towel and the shoe towards the inside, and then you could do the same and move it towards the outside of the foot. I use an ankle sizer. Go to stretchingusa.com, get an ankle sizer, good for fit and ankle. Do acupuncture, which is fantastic in there. Get some, you can do your own massage along with the fascia maneuvers. That is how you heal the top of a foot from an ankle sprain foot injury. Super simple ways, but they're really, really effective. Okay. All right. Let's see here. AJ, we just asked you to jump on. Hopefully we can have you join. Now, getting grounded outside is also, if you read the book Earthing by Clint Ober. Now, again, I'm not a fan of his grounding sheets, but I love his message, get grounded. I don't like grounding sheets because you're plugging into the wall. You're going through electricity to get to the earth. Why do you have to go through electricity to get to the earth? You don't. We're already going through electricity all around us. We don't want to go through it again to get there. I don't quite understand how the grounding mats work. The voltage meter that we get electrons from it once it goes in there. But there's something that just doesn't add up, because electricity, I can get a milligauss meter and read electricity several feet away from that outlet. And then as I get closer to the outlet, it just gets stronger and stronger. So if you're plugging something in, there's so much extra electricity. So it's not reading something and it's only reading another. That doesn't mean that it's neutralizing things. That doesn't mean it's great. It just means you're getting some of one, but it's not telling you it's getting any of the other. It just doesn't make sense to me. Everybody stop with these grounding mats. It does. How come? If anyone can explain that to me, I would love to hear it, because it just doesn't make sense to me. And I'm a pretty practical guy, so I'm just seeing it's reading something and not another. It should read all the electricity that comes off of that outlet, because I can meter with my meter, and it's plugged right below it. Like, it's got to be pulling some of that from it. So, and if you're telling me that you put a laptop over it too, it's still going to give you good voltage, but it's not going to, the voltage will still be good. You're still getting electrons. But what about that stressor? It's not counting for that stressor. May not be all bad because you are getting some electrons, but it's not all good. The all good are the grounding bags, or EMF Rocks grounding bags. That's all good. We're not plugging into to an outlet. This is just nature's resonance in a bag. It's super simple. That makes sense to me. Bring nature's resonance into your home to create that coherence. That makes super sense to me. Direct connect to the ground would be great, but not through an outlet. You guys, you can't go through an outlet because your outlet's pulling stuff. But if you direct go out through your side door, yeah, that's going to be a lot better. But not many people do it. I mean, I've met a bunch of weirdos like me that would do something like that throughout my time. I found the grounding bag, so I didn't have to do that. But, again, there are a lot of people that have had some health challenges that did it on their own before those grounding sheets came in. So yeah, put a copper wire or something into the ground and then connect your sheets to it. That'll work. That'll be ground. That's true ground. Same with electric car. If you could drop a copper wire down and drag it while you're driving on the street, you're going to technically be grounded. So that's technically being grounded. But no one's doing that. So the next best way to do it is to use the grounding bags, and you can get them at humangarage.net. You can get them on emfrocks.com. You can get them on athleticism.com. So anyhow, well, us weirdos, we've been nicked. We're looking for answers to help optimize and heal. So, yeah, is it weird, or are we just really intuitive and listening to the intelligence that the universe is showing us and figuring out how to heal and how to optimize and how to help other people? I guess that would be a better way to put it. Energetically, let's see, how does it help macular degeneration? Well, my mom actually has that, and that is going to be a challenge with the polarity of the eyes. So you're decharging your eyes. So you got to get recharged with the eyes. So you have one from Amazon. Are they okay? One what? One of the grounding sheets? Yeah, if you have a grounding sheet from Amazon.com, not so great. If you have a grounding bag from Amazon, you got a grounding bag, one of these guys, then you're good to go. We just started selling them on Amazon. For those of you who shop Amazon, I had been reluctant to sell on there because I didn't get a chance to know my customer. They don't really give you your email list to the customers that purchase. They just give you an address. So it's pretty difficult to stay connected with your customer. So yeah, the grounding mats, again, grounding mats on Amazon. See you later. Go get a grounding bag. I'm just not a fan of them. I'm not a fan of electric cars. So sitting on a massive battery isn't great for your health. It just doesn't make sense to me. I've never been taught to sit on a massive battery. And Elon Musk, yeah, he had a lot of followers. Yeah, he probably had the most successful podcast ever. Yes, he's made just an absorbent amount of money and created incredible brands. But he's probably the single biggest polluter on our entire planet from electric vehicles being manufactured. Not driven, but manufactured. And then driven, the charging process is also where he pollutes. And then he's polluting it with the SpaceX, the rocket fuel as well. Probably the single biggest polluter out there. And then the other thing is SpaceX, not only rocket fuel, but then all the radiation from the thousands of satellites that he's launched, dropping phased array radar, laser millimeter waves on us. So I just mentioned more than three. I mentioned the extraction process. I mentioned using the fuels to extract and to use the vehicle. I mentioned satellites dropping radiation on us and the rocket fuel that's used. So those are four massive environmental stressors that Elon Musk is directly responsible for. So he's not my favorite guy. I have drive city Bluetooth devices when driving. Yeah, good point. So the newer cars aren't much better from EMFs because they all have cellular, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, broadband spectrum, and then GPS to make sure your car can track it if it gets stolen. That's 5 sources of millimeter waves. That's a lot in a car. Every phone has it, all 5 of those as well. Plus the things are all self-driving a lot of times, so they have meters, monitors in the back that can meter stuff. Like you're getting a lot of electromagnetic radiation in all new cars. So we gotta get the manufacturers to change that. We gotta start hardwiring stuff. You literally go back to hardwiring. If an auto manufacturer made a where you hardwire, into your radio system, not Bluetooth, and then you have your phone on speaker and just speak through the speakers of your car when it's hardwired. We got to go back to stuff like that, so there's less bandwidth going on in and around you at all times. The newer cars are tricky. Our new protocols are 3 grounding bags per new car, 7 per electric car. So any combustion car, 3, because of all the millimeters from those 5 bandwidths that we talked about. It's a lot, everybody. This is a lot to take in, but the reason it's a lot to take in is because it's a lot of stressors in our world. We've never ever been radiated at this level, ever. Number 1 stressor in the body, it's an absolute necessity, is to get grounded by nature and improve your voltage. If you take one thing away from this entire human garage system, it's you got to get outside into nature and get grounded by nature. It's free, and it'll be the single most impactful thing that you could do to increase your energy, because that's what feeds it, is the resonance of being out in nature. Hi there. Thank you for jumping on with us. Tell us your name and where you're from.
Me?
Yes, you.
Oh my gosh. I'm Maureen. I'm from Toronto, Canada. And I was just wondering, I was listening to you talk a little bit, and I was wondering if you had any information about parasites.
Yeah, so parasites, fungus, mold, microtoxins, they all get charged from electromagnetic radiation. So if you have lots of EMF in the space, that's like feeding those guys the fuel. That's the data fuel for tech. That's the sugar for diabetes. That's like the fuel for you and that parasite to keep growing inside you. So the big thing is on the full moons, I would look at Diane Kaiser's stuff. I'm going to have her on. I'm still working on getting her on. She's got a great, like, powerful parasite cleanse. Diane Kaiser, you can do cell cores protocols. They have their protocols pretty much written out on their site, I believe, but they have a pair of 1, 2, 3, 4. They have 4 different phases, because you got to get the eggs if you have parasite, because once you kill a parasite, then the eggs will start to rehatch, and a lot of times these things get active during the full moon. So because of the cosmic shifts, that pressure shifts, it changes the pressure, and then those are living organisms, so those start to move with that pressure shift. So that's why during full moons it's really important to do those parasite cleanses. I found in conjunction with that, I found doing energy bites have been great. As long as you're eliminating, get chlorella and spirulina, and that'll help strengthen your, to get the gut stronger again. That'll help strengthen it. And I would also, here, hang on, let me recharge my phone. It's about to lose its charge here. Speaking of voltage,
I have 3 phones. phones, a laptop, and a Wi-Fi TV just in my bedroom alone. That's probably not good, eh?
Yeah, that's a lot. So here, hang on one sec. Let me make sure I get my phone state charged before it goes out. One sec for me.
Yeah.
Really, can I have a phone charger? Sorry about that.
No problem.
It was moved into the other room, but the other big thing, I would get Hilda Clark's Parazapper. I don't
Gilda?
know if you've ever seen that. You can purchase them online. They're a Parazapper, Hilda Clark Parazapper. Those are great for me when I had to deal with some of those. You hold on to them and you hold on them, and it's a frequency. So the frequencies, the parasites don't do well with frequencies, so it just zaps them. So the Parazapper is just great because you're zapping them. I mean, I would go to the extent when I had it and it was backing me up. I would I would go to a concert. I literally would find the loudest speaker, put in earplugs, and go stand in front of the speaker. And the frequencies from the speaker would just kill the parasites. And then I would have a big elimination the next day. And that's what that zapper is doing without the loud noise. It's essentially those frequencies that are help kill the parasites.
Awesome. I was on so many parasite cleanses like for months and I actually overdid it. My arms and my hands, my lower legs, my feet have been frozen, absolutely frozen most of the summer. I've had like my family is all boiling in the house and I've got all the vents closed in my bedroom and I got all the windows open and I'm cold. And it's been tough. It's been very, very tough. And I've stopped over a month ago and it's starting to calm down. I'm taking activated charcoal. Someone told me to do nattokinine, nattosealant. I don't know,
Okay.
but I'm scared to do anything more. I might try to get this parasite zapper. Rita Clark.
Yeah, Hilda Clark.
Oh, Hilda
Yeah,
Clark. Okay.
Hilda Clark Parazapper.
Yeah.
Uh, that's going to be cool. I would look into the frequency machines too. Like I had Elise Dion from iMate. She can read parasites and zap them remotely. Uh, those are some great products. But the self-healing ones are the Paris Zapper, and then you could do that constantly on your own. And it's a one-time purchase, a couple $100, around 250 maybe. But then you have it for the rest of your life. I had mine. I think mine just broke after 20 some years of having it.
Wow. This is my first time ever. I tried to do a parasite cleanse 20 years ago, my friend told me, and I got this terrible headache and I said, I'm not doing this. I wish I did. I wish the strength I feel since I did the parasite cleanse, like I was so weak before I did it, and I'm way stronger than I've been since I can't remember. So I've eliminated a lot, but my body's in shock still. I don't know. Nobody's ever heard of what's going on with my arms and my hands and stuff.
Wow. Yeah, that might be an Alicia conversation with iMate. IMAT. I would reach out and see if you can get in a treatment with her and see how that can help, because those frequency machines they're going to find a lot of other stuff. It might be mold, it might be cavitation in your jaw. There's reasons why that voltage keeps getting down regulated. It might be just a chronic infection of some sort. And yeah, so I mean, I've done parasites, so I've done everything from lowering my food intake, like literally to almost nothing, where I'll get a massage and she'll be like, why is there's like nothing in your stomach? Like literally, it's like that little of food. And but it gave some stuff a break. But I like having digestive enzymes. I get amylase, like Source Naturals has a good amylase. I know Gary's got, he likes the biooptimizer stuff. Uh, so
So these it, these frequency machines, are they like EFM machine, EFM? Because I was looking on that online. I saw like colored EMF where you go and they have all these machines around you.
Oh, well, there's so many different ones, so I don't know what you're referring to,
Okay.
but there are ones with electricity. There's ones with scalar waves. There's ones with light. Uh, there's ones with light and frequency, you know, and sound. So we have like there's I have a beam ray. It has some sound and it has light, and then it has the frequencies that it emits as well. Uh, that's a great old Rife machine that helps with stuff. But there's so many different modalities out there. There's handheld ones, you know, that you can get. Uh, there's ones that people can work on you remotely. There's so many ways. So what I want to encourage you is to not stop looking for help, you know, because there's gonna be help out there. Keep doing your fascia moves. Keep doing the human garage stuff. Keep getting outside into nature. Uh, and and definitely do the extremity, you know, work. If you're having the cold sensations, get that blood flow all the way through your hands and feet. uh, but we gotta figure out what that trigger is that's causing that. And parasites, I haven't heard of parasites causing that. I just, you know, typically hear of it, you know, it's like, you know, okay, you get bloating, you get backed up and constipated and all. Uh, but you know, who knows? You know, I'm not a doctor, but there's a lot of different modalities that you can use to help re-kick that healing process.
Yeah, I've stopped all the parasite cleanse. I'm gonna try the EF machines. Like I don't know how I got on here with you, but I thank God, and I think you've given me an answer. I've called them twice, and then I see these lines going and colored things, and you know what? Maybe that is exactly what I need to help me. And I got the parasite zapper. Wow, thank you very
Yeah, yeah,
much. I appreciate.
yeah, my pleasure. Parazapper, Hilda Clark, she's big name in the parasite space for a long time. It's been fantastic, but there's so many different tools you can use. I actually would put the parasite on the handles right over the stomach or wherever I thought the parasites were. So there's pads you can put on your feet too. There's so many. Look up some different products online, see what's out there. Go to your local more chiropractic care for internal flushes, and more naturopathics are going to have more natural ways to do it. The drugs, I did the over-the-counter parasite killing drugs. Yeah, I've done all that because I went to Mexico a lot. I used to surf in Mexico every weekend, so I'd pick up parasites all the time. But those things just beat me up, and it made me work for a day, and then you know, I had to. You got to rebuild that system back up and create an environment where the parasites don't want to be while you're killing them and getting rid of the eggs as they rehatch. So that's why these natural cleanses from Cellcore uh, or someone like Diane Kaiser would do will help to create that environment. It'll flush it out, but they'll create an environment where they just don't want to come back in.
I'm eating healthier than I ever have. Like I live on mostly bone broth and vegetables, and I wash everything like really wildly, you know. And I've stopped almost every herbal except for stuff to actually help my throat and my stomach and stuff like that. Now I'm not. So I just it's been a long haul. It's been a long haul.
Well, I'm proud of you for keep going, and it's not over yet. We can find these solutions. So check out the Parazapper, check out Diane Kaiser. If anyone has any other suggestions, put it in the comments. Yeah, pumpkin seeds are great. Castor oil packs are great.
Oh, I'm living on
Uh,
that.
yeah, all that stuff will help keep the system moving. If you're putting food in, you're going to have to eliminate it. You got to get that system working. Get rid of the fascial adhesions in those with a lower reset from human garages stuff, so you have pathways opened up. All that is going to be huge. But and make sure you're getting out into nature and do. I would definitely take some of those cleanses during full moons. as well. So not let that get a jump start on you during those times. So I know you've stopped a lot of it. Oh yeah, papaya is really good for your stomach. Uh, is it a reliable parasite test? I don't know. I find those hard to believe too as well. Let's see. Okay, yeah. So I'm just reading the comments as we're talking. So yeah, those are some of the suggestions for you.
Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, you bet.
God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you for jumping on, you
I
guys.
don't know how to get out.
We you can just go to the top button and then close out of it, and then jump back on.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah,
Thank you
thank
so
you.
much.
My pleasure. Thank you. You guys, I love hearing from people like Maureen and that are really interested in healing and on the healing journey. And this is what we're all about, is to share with them this information that helps. Look, we all have parasites. Some are taking over our system, and so you won't have big eliminations first thing in the morning. You'll feel really bloated. Weight differences will happen with it. It'll zap your energy. The energy is a big thing. Like, you just have no energy. When a parasite's in there, all of a sudden you'll just take a nap because the thing's just sucking all your nutrients out of your system from the inside out. It's absolutely brutal. So that's how I knew when I had parasites, is the fatigue and the elimination where fatigue showed up and elimination was compromised. So those are big ones. So thank you, Maureen, for jumping on. You guys, who else wants to come on? Can you, Diane Kaiser? Yeah, yeah. It might just be K-S-E-R, I forget. I can find it. I'm going to have her on soon. She's been moving, so I haven't had a chance to get her. She was in Mexico for a while and then moving, but she's got a great parasite cleanse that is like a 5-day one that just, it gets you going, apparently. I haven't done it yet. I want to do it, but I hear it's all good. You guys, that is the talk for today. It's all about getting grounded by nature. It's all about increasing your voltage, and then we had a little parasite talk at the end. So, yes, Chi with Diane Kaiser, K-Z-E-R. That is it. Thank you, Sherry, for sharing that. There are lots of great products out there, lots of great people out there to help no matter where you are. Some can do it remotely, some you have to go see in person. I'm not a fan of doing colonics for parasites. Like, people say that's great. I just feel depleted after those. I would much rather lower your intake and just taking digestive enzymes to get you going versus doing something like that. I don't feel you really need it too much, because if you're good going in, good going out, you should be good to go as well. And then you're rehydrating, remineralizing, and doing fascia maneuvers, you should be good to go as well. So check out the Hilda Clock Pair Zapper, and you can get it online. Check out any of the Rife machines. Reach out to iMade and ask for Alicia to get her to work with you on some elimination stuff remotely. That's really cool as well. And what are you guys doing this weekend? Hint, getting grounded by nature. Get outside into nature. Go touch a tree, go hug a tree, get into bodies of water. I'm putting in the work. It's time you put in the work. Get grounded by nature. Get your feet into bodies of water. Fully submerge if you can. Smile a lot. Pray. Connect to God. Get grounded by nature. Have lots of fun, you guys. Enjoy being outside in nature. And we look forward to seeing you next week. Enjoy.